Let's do that Stafford stack quick and see what we like there, because I think that was the other one we were interested in. So I think we're in agreement. We want to try to get Stafford, Kupp, and Nakua if we're using Stafford, right?
I think so.
Okay. Which is obviously expensive, but do you want to play any Cardinals? I mean, here we're probably talking Brown, Rondale Moore, or Ertz are the three that I would assume we're going to pick from if we're going to play one.
To me, I think the other guys are too big of long shots for me.
Okay.
Unless we get to a point where we just need somebody to plug in. I think Hollywood Brown is an option. What was he? 50? What was
he's 5,300.
53. I mean, you could potentially put him in if you want to run it back. And I mean, I think again by default, like you said, he kind of grabs the target share there, and he's the one that's likely to do damage for that offense.
Yep. Fair. All right, I'm going to put him in for now. If we need to get cheaper at receiver, we can switch him out.
Yep.
Just for the sake of seeing how much we can get in, I'm going to throw in the Browns defense for now. Browns or Bucks? Who would you prefer?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily love either of those.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I would say probably the Bucks between the two, just because again,
right.
I don't think San Francisco. They just
they don't turn it over for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just throw them in as a placeholder. We'll try to get to something more, but just to get a sense of how much money we have left. Do we want to go back to Logan Thomas again at tight end? Just run with him?
To me, yes, because I mean, like you said, you could save a few $100s, but the drop off there to me becomes substantial. I'm all in on Logan Thomas this week, and I'm living and dying with him.
I'll ride the train with you. So here's what we've got. We need 2 running backs and a flex, and our average is about $5,200 per position. So, what do you got?
I mean, I think KJ Osborne to me is the guy that I'm plugging in there, to give you a little cushion there.
And then we're up to 5,700 average. So we could probably get to one of the guys we like. Well, what about Algier? Do you think he's a little bit cheaper?
And we have two running backs to fill? Is that what
we need 2 running backs? Yeah, we need 2 running backs, and it's 5,700 each. So the only way to get up to some of those in the 6,000s is to get somebody cheaper. Him or Foreman, probably.
Yeah, I was going to say Foreman if you wait until Sunday, or if you want to put Algier in as a placeholder. I think if the Bears' starting 3 backs are out, or even if 2 of those 3 are out, I think Foreman becomes the start there. If not, I think Algier is fine at that price point.
All right. I'm going to put in Foreman, and I think this is one where you just have to kind of bookmark it and come back. And I think you could know, hey, Algier is an okay option. And so if I need to pivot, I've got somebody in that price range that I probably don't have to change my whole lineup up. So that gets us all the way up to $7,000. So we probably can get one of the running backs we like and get a better defense. We're probably not going to go to Williams here with doing a Rams stack, I would assume, correct?
Probably not. I mean, you could, but I think you're expecting 50 points from the Rams at that point, which could happen against Arizona.
It's
but
possible, right?
Yeah, I think at that point, kind of the opposite, where we were like, let's play Williams, not Nakua. I think in this case, you don't go to Williams. I think you're better off with whoever you like here. I mean, you can put Mostert in here. Again, I think half of the world will probably be playing Mostert, so you got to consider that. But obviously, if you play him, he's at 6,400. You could beef up your defense. You can go back to Kamara at that point if you want to do that. I mean,
Walker.
Kenneth Walker is an option there. So I mean, it's really your call on what you would want to do there. And I mean, if you play Mostert and you want to take a shot with a defense, normally I don't recommend that, but I mean, you could get into those higher end defenses there. And I mean, there's a chance that a Philly or a San Fran defense could put up a lot of points this week.
So I think here's the choice with this. So if I put in Mostert for now, along with Foreman, we have $2,900 left. So we're back to that like Cincinnati, Detroit, whatever. The other option, though, that we talked about earlier is you could take Hollywood Brown out, and he's 5,300. So if you can drop down below 5,300, which I think we both like Downs, in that range, is probably what we're dropping down to there. Then you can get one of those. So I think, like, if you had to pick Downs and say the 49ers even, or the Eagles, or Brown and the Lions. Which are you more interested in?
Well, I have another thought, and the only reason I don't like the Downs idea is because we have him in our other lineup. So if Downs doesn't perform, we're hit twice there.
Yeah, probably not a good place.
Yeah, I mean, what about DeAndre Swift at the running back option? I mean, that's a $6,100 option. That would get us to what, 3,400 on D?
That gets us to 32.
32. Okay, so
that gets us to the Colts. I mean, Commanders. Maybe the Commanders were a defense I considered too, just because yes, Ritter had one good game, but he's also had a lot of potential interceptions. So I think that's something to consider. Yeah. After that, and I don't think there's anyone else at running back in that immediate area. I mean, you don't really want to play Breece Hall this week.
No, and I don't think you want to drop down to like Stevenson or that. I don't think.
Right, it's Madison or Stevenson in that next range down.
Well, I almost would go back to Kamara and go with was that our who did we have in there where you said we had 7,000 left if we did that?
Yep. So you can get to Kamara, and then you still have 2,500. So you can go Bears, Cardinals, Bucks. Probably in this one, we're not going to go with the Cardinals. So it's Bears or Bucks, probably. I think Bucks.
Bucks.
I don't mind the Bucks.
No.